One.
Hey, everybody. It's great to see you. My name is Laura Zettmeyer. I'm a regenerative health practitioner. Do you want to sleep better? And when you're awake, do you want to feel better? Do you want more energy? Do you want more focus? Do you want more joy? As a regenerative health practitioner, I've got so many solutions for you, but we're going to talk about two of them tonight. One of them is about redox signaling molecules. Redox signaling molecules are something, they're so important. They're actually already in your body. Your mitochondria make them. As you get older, you're making less and less and less. They're so fundamental in the healing process. They are so fundamental in cellular communication. They help with gene expression. They turn on genes for your cardiac system, immune system, inflammatory system, digestive system, hormone modulation. They're going to boost your antioxidants. You don't need to be a germaphobe when you have this stuff. So you're making a lot of it naturally. You can make it when you're exercising, you make more. When you're doing breath work, you're making more. Did you know that when you are eliminating toxins out of your system, like most people think that you just get rid of your toxins by going to the bathroom or sweating. When you're exhaling, you're getting rid of 70% of the toxins in your body. Isn't that great? And so there's all sorts of ways that you can amp up the production of your redox signaling molecules. You are making them every moment of the day, even just when you're sleeping. But as I was saying, as you get older, you're making less and less and less, making about 10% less every single decade that you age once you get into your 20s. And so when you're my age, I'm in my 50s, I should be really depleted. But we've got this biohack. We have a bottle of trillions of redox signaling molecules in a saline solution. And so it's just such an easier way of replenishing your body with this. And you could do things like be in a hyperbaric chamber. It's just so much easier if you drink it. If there's a topical version, you can rub it. And tonight's focus is all about sleeping and reducing anxiety. And so I want to get a little bit into the nerdy science. So I am going to share my screen. And there's a great website. It's called discoverredox.com, and you can get into the science section of it. And you can scroll to, there's a Tourette gene lab study. And so here it explains how it turns on genes for your immune system, your cardiac system, the digestive system, hormone modulation, inflammatory response. And then it does a deep dive into EGR1. That's one of the genes it turns on. And check it out. For pathway number one, it helps with your serotonin production. That's your happy hormone. So you're less stressed. You know, we can't really change the reality of what's going on in your life, but we can change your perception of it and help you think like, yeah, you've got this. And then pathway number three, that's for the circadian rhythm. You're going to sleep better. And just for fun, just to like mention in a few seconds other things that get turned on from this one gene, one of the many genes that get turned on. We get the brain-derived neurotrophic factor. You're going to be thinking better, learning better, remembering better. NRF2 pathway. That is for the production of your antioxidants like glutathione, superoxide dismutase. Glutathione, that's one of my favorites. They call that like the mother of all antioxidants. And one of the things that it does so many things, but one of the things it does is it kind of creates this protective coating, this shield around a nucleus of your cells. I think of it as like the ozone layer around the earth. It just protects us. But you know, we've got some holes in the ozone layer. And now people in Australia are having skin cancer issues because we don't have the ozone right there to protect them from the harmful rays of the sun, even though the sun is great, you know, don't want to get too much. That's what the glutathione does around the nucleus. And if you have these free radicals that are trying to attack things, glutathione's just it's this protective shield. Wonderful thing. That's what the NRF2 pathway does. VEGFA signaling pathway, you're going to produce more blood capillaries so that you're going to have more blood flowing throughout your body. Your blood, it nourishes your body, brings all the oxygen, nutrients to the tissues everywhere. There's things that involve stem cells and inflammation. Pathway number 7 is going to help you become pregnant if you're trying to do that. Pathway number 8 is going to help you stay pregnant if that's what you're wanting to do. There's a pathway for your thyroid, insulin signaling. Like, wow, I love gene EGR1. Here's one for the spinal cord health. Love that gene. So anyway, there's a little bit of science of why the redox signaling molecules are going to help with your sleep and with just a feeling of overall wellness. But we also have another product. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now so I can see your faces. We have Redox Mood. It's a cell performance product. And the cell performance products, they come in these little packets. You can mix them with water. You never want to mix this with anything. It affects the efficacy of it. This, mix it with whatever you want. And these are different. There's no redox signaling molecules in them. They are big molecules that get digested, whereas the redox signaling molecules are tiny molecules that get absorbed. These go everywhere. They go wherever your body needs them the most. These go to targeted areas. And when the company first came out with these, this one came out later, but these 3 came out at the same time. One's for your mind, one's for energy, and this one's for your mood and for sleep. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, clearly I could be thinking better. I'm going to love this. Energy, sure, could always use that. And I figured I'm generally in a good mood just about all the time. I don't really need this. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is my favorite. I love it. And I gotta tell you, it's really great for my marriage. I've got the greatest husband ever. Love, 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 love him so much. But well, I shouldn't say but. Sometimes when he would come home, I could kind of tell how much stress he had been dealing with throughout the day by how close his ears were to his shoulders. And if he came home kind of like this, I'm like, oh boy, he's stressed out. And it really didn't help if I said, would you just relax? Would you just take a breath? He didn't appreciate that. But if I say, would you fancy a cup of mood? It's absolutely non-negotiable for him to refuse this. Like, he's having it, and then I'll have it too. And we feel so good. We're so nice to each other. Love it. And I want to share a video that's even more powerful than that little story. And so I am going to share my screen, and it's specifically about sleeping and dreaming. And if you go to, there's a great website, realredoxresults.com, and there are a whole bunch of testimonials that deal with specific health challenges.
But I know you've had a
okay, we're starting it
with Redox.
Listen to Sean.
Would you mind just sharing a little bit about that with everyone? Yeah. So, being a combat vet, one of the things that a veteran keeps a secret, and the secret is that we're afraid to go to sleep. When we're in combat and we're in hostile situations, we have to relive that combat encounter or that incident that we had. So we train our mind not to go back to that, because if we went back to that from the day before, we're not going to be able to do our mission the next day. And so our mindset is we never want to go to sleep. And I never wanted to go to sleep, because if I did I'm talking about sleep where we're in a deep sleep where you go into the dreaming. So dreaming, I didn't want to dream, because every time I dreamt I was back in that battlefield, or I was back in a hostile situation. And so it scared me to death. It's like, I don't want to do that. And so for years I slept, but I never dreamed. And my mindset was, I prevented that from happening. Well, then the company came out with Mood, and it said, well, it will help you calm down. So I said, well, I'm going to try this. And I took Mood, and I took it the first night and I felt calm. The second night I took Mood, I was actually able to dream again. And the dream was happy dreams. And I've never stopped taking Mood since then, because I'm no longer afraid to go to sleep and dream that dream. Every dream has been a pleasant dream. It's been a dream about my family or my kids, and I realized I missed that important part of my life. And so it's really been a profound effect. Sorry for getting emotional, but it's totally, I think veterans out there need to know this. Yeah, because there's a part of life that we should be able to live again, and we weren't able to. And for me, it's been profound change. So that with the athletic performance and being able to have those dreams again and not be fearful of living what I did before has been a game changer for me.
Very, very cool, Sean. Just amazing, amazing story. We focus so much time on our signaling technology because it's so different, it's so unique. But all of our products are fantastic, and the result that you got on our Redox Mood, it's life-changing. It's life-changing. So, Sean, thank you so much for sharing here tonight. Thank you for your courage, for your transparency, to share your story. You are a true inspiration to so many people. So, thank you.
Yeah, Sean is a hero. I have so much gratitude for him. And then I just want to share one more thing with you. It's a little video that my husband made about the ingredients in Redox Mood. So here we go. All these little faces are in my way. Okay.
Want to reduce your stress level and improve your sleep during the holidays? Check out this deep dive into Redox Mood.
Okay, so we've got a really interesting one today.
Yeah, this one's been in my inbox for a while now.
Yeah, Redox Mood.
Redox Mood, that's the one.
Redox Mood. That one was sent in by Laura Zentmeyer.
Lots of questions, lots of intrigue. So let's start with what is this stuff?
What is Redox Mood?
Yeah.
Well, they market it as a cell performance product.
Cell performance?
Yeah, so it's not about just masking your symptoms or anything.
Right.
It's supposed to optimize how your cells actually function. And that leads to a better mood.
I see. So it's like getting to the root of the problem.
Yeah, exactly. They talk a lot about triggering the body's natural processes.
Okay, so like giving your system a little nudge.
Exactly like a targeted boost.
Interesting.
And they mention these redox principles.
Redox principles.
Yeah, 4 of them.
Okay.
Gene regulation, cytoprotection, adjust and recover, and adaptive response.
Wow, those are some big words.
They are, but they're not as complicated as they sound.
Okay, well, break them down for us.
Okay, so gene regulation is basically like the blueprint that cells use to create proteins, which are like the building blocks of life. And then cytoprotection is like a little bodyguard for your cells.
The bodyguard.
Yeah, it protects them from damage and keeps them working properly.
So like a cellular shield.
Exactly.
Cool. What about the other 2?
So adjust and recover is how your cells adapt and bounce back from stress.
Oh, that's important.
Super important. It's all about maintaining balance.
I feel like I need some of that.
Right. We all do.
Especially after a crazy day.
Exactly.
When you're just wiped.
Totally wiped out.
Okay, and the last one.
Adaptive response.
What is that?
It's the idea that when you're exposed to a little bit of stress, it can actually make your cells stronger over time.
So a little stress is good for you.
In a way, yeah.
Like how exercise makes your muscles stronger.
Exactly.
Huh, that's pretty cool.
It is.
So these redox principles seem like a pretty important part of how Redox Mood works.
Yeah, they're the foundation of the whole thing.
Okay, so let's get into the actual ingredients in this formula.
All right, let's see what we got.
They mention ashwagandha root and rhodiola rosea.
Yes. The adaptogen power couple.
I've heard of those.
They're really popular for stress management.
Okay.
They help your body deal with stress hormones more effectively.
So less of that wired but tired feeling.
Exactly.
Okay, they also mentioned saffron.
Ooh, saffron.
Which makes me think of paella.
Fancy.
Right, but it's more than just a fancy spice, right?
It is. There's some research that suggests it might help with sleep.
Really?
Yeah, and mood elevation.
Huh. So it's actually doing something in this formula.
It seems like it, yeah.
Okay, so those ingredients seem like they're tackling the stress response.
Yeah, that's the main focus.
What about these other ingredients? They list GABA, L-tyrosine, and vitamin B5.
So GABA is a neurotransmitter that's really important for calming the nervous system.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Right. It can help reduce that feeling of being overwhelmed and anxious.
I could definitely use some of that.
Me too.
What about L-tyrosine?
That one's a precursor to dopamine.
Dopamine, the feel-good chemical.
Exactly. So it's all about boosting satisfaction and focus.
Okay. And vitamin B5.
That one helps regulate stress hormones too.
So it's like working with the ashwagandha and rhodiola.
Exactly. A team effort.
Okay, so they've really packed a lot into this formula.
They have. It's pretty comprehensive.
But the big question is, does it actually work?
Right. let's get to the claims.
What benefits does Redox Mood actually say it offers?
Well, they really emphasize mood regulation.
Okay.
They say it can help you achieve a more balanced mood by improving how your brain cells function.
And what about stress?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
They talk a lot about calming racing thoughts and helping you focus better.
Right. They even mentioned like promoting calmness, regulating GABA receptors, and supporting the production of mood regulating hormones and neurotransmitters.
They do. They make a lot of specific claims.
It's pretty impressive sounding. Okay, so there you have it. We've explored Redox Mood.
We broke it all down.
The ingredients, the science.
The whole shebang.
We encourage you to keep digging, do your own research, and make an informed decision for yourself.
That's the most important thing.
And you know, Laura posts a weekly YouTube video where she goes over all this stuff and more.
Really?
Yeah, and you can get notified of these weekly YouTubes by texting ASEA, that's ASEA, to 802-203-8200. Or you can just head over to laurazentmeyer.com.
Absolutely. All right, that's it for our deep dive on Redox.
Until next time.
Stay curious.
And stay informed.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
All righty. So thank you, Kurt. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed our little presentation about how you can sleep better and just feel better. You can use Redox, you can use Mood, and to your health.